Hello, America and the world. Welcome to another episode of Life After Lockup. This is a program that is designed to show the public another side of the criminal justice system, a side that most people are not familiar with, a side that shows inmates in a whole different light, a side that shows that some of us get out of jail and prison and stay out, and we can live a productive life. Before we get the show started, I want to let you know what we are doing in the city of Paducah, Kentucky. Every month, first Monday of every month, we have what we call the Ex-Offender Support Group. It meets at 5:30 at the W.C. Young Community Center. That's every first Monday of the month. Every second and fourth Monday of the month, we have what we call Teen Ease Night, a night for teenagers ages 13 to 19. We meet at the community kitchen right across the street from Allen Auto. That's every second and fourth Monday of the month. Also, every Tuesday, we have what we call the Lifesaver class. It's a class for anyone with any life-controlling issues. We meet at 11:30 every Tuesday morning at Christ Temple Church. If you have any life-controlling issues, come out. It's an 8-week course, and at the end of 8 weeks, we give you a certificate of completion that will help you with housing and help you even with the court system if you have some things that you need to take care of there. Again, we welcome you to Life After Lockup. Today we have a very special guest and a very special show. We want to welcome Brother Bill Lipham to the show. Hey man, how you doing?
Great, thank you.
Good, good. I'm excited to have you today, and I wanted you on the program because you have a very unique story, and I'm always interested in people with stories of hope, because there are a lot of people out there that are going to be watching this show that have struggled with alcohol, with drugs and things of that nature. And we've had people on the show that have been addicted to crack cocaine, and crack cocaine has led them in and out of jail and out of prison. But yours was a little bit different. From what I understand, you had an alcohol problem.
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you kind of maybe tell us a little bit about when did you start drinking, and when did you realize you had a problem?
Unfortunately, I started drinking at a very young age. Generational curses run through my family.
Wow.
And I thought it was normal to drink. Probably drinking anywhere from 13 to 14 years old.
Wow.
And junior, senior year in high school, it really got out of control. And then, so a smart thing to do is join the Navy. Of course, there's a lot of drinking going on there.
Yes.
And it spiraled for quite a few years. And I did some one-nighters that I'm not too proud of, in and out of jail.
Okay.
Only by mercy and grace, I didn't kill anybody driving home.
Oh, wow. Now, when did you know that you basically had a problem, or did you think that it was kind of normal to just drink and be intoxicated, or did you know that you had a problem?
Through watching, unfortunately, how my father acted I thought it was normal.
Wow.
I maintained a job, and I thought as long as it didn't affect my job,
right,
that I didn't have a problem. Unfortunately, it affected everybody who cared for me,
right,
and affected my relationships with my children, where I was disconnected as a father for years,
right.
And only through forgiveness from them,
wow,
I'm back. I am a father, and I'm proud to say I'm a grandfather now.
Wow.
And the Lord has truly blessed me as far as that goes.
Right, and I was gonna ask, because now I'm not opposed to AA. I'm not opposed to any of those treatment centers, but what do you contribute your getting away from that to? What happened that caused you to stop drinking?
After 3 or 4 unsuccessful attempts, and going through AA, I woke up one morning and in '05 and just decided that it was enough. I turned my life over to the Lord.
Okay.
I let the Lord take over, and instead of running away from Him, I ran to Him.
Okay.
And only then does an alcoholic have a chance.
Oh wow.
And I went through, and then I went back to AA. And AA is a very good program.
Right,
I have some dear friends in AA
right.
who, along with the Lord carried me through this problem.
Man, that is so good. I noticed you got a plaque in your hand there.
I do have a plaque.
Yeah,
in
can
my
you
hand.
explain what that is?
Well, in '03, I'm not sure why I was in the attic. It doesn't matter.
Right.
All I know, it was
You was
very...
in the attic for that.
Yes. I was in the attic doing something, and I stumbled across this first place memory verse plaque, 1973, from Camp Miracle. At that time, I was only 12 years old. And I won the most memory verses that year. And like I said, this was in 2003, and I'm looking at this plaque, and the Lord spoke to me in the attic and said, "What have you done the last 30 years?"
Wow.
You know?
Wow.
And I haven't done anything. I haven't done anything. I had the Lord up here, but I didn't have the Lord here.
Right.
And this little old plaque is what started. I know it's, you know, a thing, but this is what started it with me.
It's because the memory of the thing.
The thing.
Yes.
And it got the Lord into my heart. And without Him, we're nothing.
Wow. And from that, you basically began to just kind of, I guess, reevaluate your life in a sense.
That is correct.
And man, and you know, one of the things that I always say about people who come from certain areas, there's got to be a start somewhere. And this was your start to kind of...
This was my start. You know, you hear the old cliche, I was sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah.
That's where I was.
Wow.
I mean, that's where I was. And I tried in the past to do it for other people. And that you won't have any success there.
Wow. You know, that is so important. It's so important because sometimes, because there are mothers and wives and maybe children that are going to be watching this program, and they want so bad for their father or husband or whatever to stop drinking or whatever, and they are not going to be able to do it for them. So what you're saying is that you had to get tired yourself.
I was tired. I was losing my kids. I was losing things that were dear to me. And I was creating my own prison. Wow. You know, my addictive behavior created my own prison where I didn't need a jailer, you know, because I was building one up around me.
Wow.
And,
now was it anything other than alcohol that basically that you were addicted to, or was alcohol the main thing?
Alcohol was it for me because it was legal.
Yeah.
It was legal, you know, and it still is legal.
Man.
But I severely abused it, and it's only by the grace of God I'm sitting here. Man. And I've been truly blessed with a wonderful wife. Man. And
that, you know, that alone is a blessing to have somebody that you're accountable to, somebody that you care about. And I tell people my story all the time. My wife and I were only married 2 years before I went to prison, and I was there for about 3 years, and we both of us got saved while I was in there, and we just celebrated 30 years, January the 1st, you know. Amen. So having somebody there, man, that is a godsend, is a powerful thing, especially after we mess up our lives. We can do some damage.
I did a good job.
You know,
I mean, I did a good job.
We can do some damage, and with you being here as a living testimony, you said it was in '05 when you actually stopped drinking.
Yes, September 10th.
Wow.
In '05. And I still go to AA meetings once in a while, but I go to church and I come to the Lord every day.
Because in all actuality, and again, I believe in what AA is doing. All of these drug and alcohol places, I believe in what they're doing. I believe they are very effective and very beneficial. But I also know for a fact that nothing can do you like God can do you.
That's right. That's right.
And with you having a relationship with Him, allowing Him to help you with that problem, and it's been that long, but almost 7 years now.
Yep, September. Yeah.
Wow, almost 7 years now, man. You know, 7 is a number of completion.
That's right. That's a good number.
That's a good number. So here you are now saying that it is possible from 12 or 13 years old up until '05.
That's correct.
You know, you were drinking, and not only just a social drinker, but you were abusing it.
And I was dangerous. I was dangerous to society because there was times when I would drive.
Wow.
And that's dangerous.
Yes,
that's
it
dangerous.
is.
And there's places in West Kentucky, if someone's reaching for help. There's organizations out there, Teen Challenge and Paducah Lifeline Ministries and Ladies Living Free, where if you need help, you can get help.
Right.
You
but,
can get help.
But here's the thing. Okay, when did you realize you needed help? See, that's it. That's the magic thing right there.
That's right.
You know, with all these
That's a good point.
with all these facilities that are available around, you know, because we offer a whole lot of things, but until a person realizes that they need help.
That's right.
You know, you in the attic, what have you done for the last 30 years, you know?
The Lord was in the attic.
That's what I'm saying, you know, but everybody has to come to a point to where they have to acknowledge that they have a problem. And that's why it was so important for you to basically know, okay, I got a problem, because you've been drinking for a long time. Didn't realize that it was an issue. You could work,
right?
You know, you could hold down a job. You know, you could function in some areas, but when you came to the point to where this is the problem,
right?
And that's when you can use these places that are there to help, because the places have always been there. We are the ones sometimes that drive by and wave or do whatever, but until you came to the point to where I need some help.
I need some help. And I just thank God my kids let me back in. You know, something amazes me, and I have a lot of high school buddies I keep contact with, but you'll have a new circle of friends.
Right.
I still talk to the old ones. Maybe go out for lunch or something. Don't do the things they used to.
Right,
you know,
of course.
But I still care for them. But it amazes me that people have kids and they drink around their kids.
Wow.
And then the kids grow up and to be teenagers and they're getting in trouble for drinking, and the parents can't figure out why. You know,
Isn't that something?
And it amazes me. And I'm glad and just blessed that I got my kids back.
And you know, you said something earlier too about generational things. I think a lot of times we don't really realize the spirits that we pass down to our children.
That's right.
From the things that we do. Because if it was a normal thing in your household as a child to see, I guess, your parents drink or your father drink or whatever.
My father drank.
Right, and so it would just pass down to you.
Yes, and his father drank and died a very awful death, a very awful death. And it's not normal. It's not normal. But you think it's normal.
Right.
Because you grew up with it.
And you know, and all of this is really, really powerful, because people that watch this program, some of them are in the drug game. Some of them are selling it and using it, and it's basically been handed down to them.
That's right.
This is what their father did. This is all they know.
Right.
Is the drug game or doing drugs and drinking or partying or whatever. This is all they know. It's not like they just came out and got introduced to it, but it's something that they have been involved in all of their life. This is all they know. But then some kind of way, and this is what I guess was always intrigued me, even with your story. You could use this as, this is all I know, so I'm going to stay here. But you didn't do that. Something with the plaque and with the up in the attic and talking to God, it's like, oh, it's time to quit.
It's time to quit. It's time to quit. God has made us as courageous people, and none of us, I'm not worthy. Lord knows I'm not worthy, but live up to our potential, and He has so much more in store for us.
Exactly.
And you just go get it. Just grab that mercy seat, man, and get it.
And move on into your destiny. Move on.
And if you fall down, you know, it's a sin to stay down. But get back up.
Get back up.
Get back up. You're going to fall down. I fell down a lot, you know.
Right.
Just get back up and do it again.
And you know, it's because people are watching, and then I know that a lot of people that are drinking and they feel like that they can't stop, and they're smoking and feel like that they can't stop because this is all they know. This is why you are here, because you're saying, okay, drinking landed you in some one-nighters, in some jails, and until you, I guess, sober.
From kids.
Right, everything, man. It causes so much. You lose so much, and only by the grace of God are you able to get a portion of that back. You know,
That's right.
because like you said, the power of forgiveness. How your children can forgive you, because people don't realize sometimes your children have animosities, they have bitterness in their hearts toward parents who were not there and maybe who were there but were drinking or on drugs. And sometimes children can hold these things against parents, but God has been merciful to you.
Very
And basically through your children is showing forgiveness and things of that nature. All of this is what we can get back.
That's right. That's right. And the hardest thing for me to do was to forgive myself.
Oh God.
For some of the things I did. And
Wow.
and you can't stay there. You can't
Wow.
stay there because if God can forgive you, you know, it is done. It's cast into the sea. You know,
that is so. You know, you just igniting me with a lot of little powerful things that you are saying. I mean, we deal with so many people, and I know there are people that are going to be looking at this, man, and saying, you know, yeah, I hear what he's saying, but how can I forgive me?
That's unfortunately that was the last thing I did.
Wow.
You know. And that's probably why it took so long, because I felt like I wasn't worthy. I was dirty, you know. But the Lord washes clean.
Man.
And
Wow.
A preacher told me one time, he said, "Is the life you're living today worth Jesus dying for?" And when you think about it, it is.
Wow.
No.
No. You know. No. It's like
So.
look at what. And I understand that forgiveness thing, man, because sometimes people can forgive us, and they can try to put us back where we were. But it's some things in us sometimes, and I talk to people so many times, women and men who through the alcohol abuse and the drug abuse have done some hideous things with their bodies, with their families, stealing from their families, taking their parents through some things. And sometimes that is one of the hardest things for a person to do, is say, you know what, I'm going to forgive myself.
Right. Right. I lost my mom before I got sober.
Oh,
and I thought, oh, because that would, you know, it broke her heart. You know?
I'm sure.
And but she knows now.
Right.
You know,
She knows. And to say I'm forgiven by God, so I need to forgive me. I mean, it's easier said than done.
It is. It is. It is, especially when you've done some of the stuff I have.
Yeah, trust me, I know what you're saying, because you know it's like, and there are times that the devil, and I've been out of prison since 1987. There are times that he shows me a little flashback or a little Polaroid or a little film of some of the hideous things that I've done, and I had to shake myself to say, oh, you know that person is dead.
Right. Right. If we don't learn from history, we're bound to repeat it, though.
Exactly.
So I mean, that's a Lord-friendly reminder there. So.
But it's so good though for you to say these little powerful things here, because I really want people to know that there's hope for them. And the final thing, like you said, that was the last thing you did, was forgive yourself.
Myself.
But you know, how many people are still wallowing in that unforgiveness of themselves? Because when you don't forgive yourself, you probably will repeat some of the things that you've done, because you don't feel like you said, I don't feel like I'm worthy. I don't feel like I deserve anything. There are people that are stuck because they don't feel like they deserve better.
Right.
You know, so some kind of way, and thank God that you going to church and that you are talking to God, because God can help you to work on forgiving you. You know, and it's like, if you're going to hold it against you, then what did he die for?
And it hasn't been evil, or it hasn't been easy.
Right, right.
The closer you get to God, my father-in-law's a minister. He says, the higher the level, the bigger the devil.
Yeah, exactly.
And so you keep your foot on him.
That's it, and you have to do it daily. You can't just let up on it and think that it's just going to happen haphazardly. You have to work at this thing.
Grow,
you know, and I talk to a friend of mine all the time, and one of the things that he says that helps me, and I use it now, a day at a time.
A day at a time. That's an AA
Yeah.
cliche, one day at a time.
A day at a time.
And before you know it, you'll have years under your belt. Same way with cigarettes. I smoked for 30 years and quit that.
See?
That wasn't easy.
Wow,
I had to
I'm
give
sure.
that. The Lord will take anything you lay on him. He will never give you more than you can handle.
Man, that is powerful.
And you have to believe that. If you believe one section of the Bible, you have to believe the
You
other.
have to believe it all. That's right.
He will never give you more than you can handle.
Man, and that is powerful, because here's what we're living in. We're living in a day and time now where people, they are living in hopeless situations, man. Especially people with our kind of background, have come from the streets or from a whole world of either drugs or alcohol or that lifestyle. And some people feel like that they can't shake it. They feel like that this is all that they can do and they can't do any better. This is why this show is so important, because it's not only just the prison thing, it's when you get out of prison or when you get out of jail, when you get delivered from the drugs or alcohol. There is life after that.
Sure there is. There's great life.
Great life, because you're sober enough to see it now.
Right, right.
You know, and how many of us, people like me and people like you that have missed out on so much of the beauty of life because of our addictions, of our selfishness. You know, I was a selfish kind of guy, man. It's all about me. But to be able, to have a feeling of wanting to give back, man, this is the best life that you can ever live.
It is the best life.
You know, and the thing about it is that there can come a time, an opportunity in your life to where you can snap out of it.
Right, right.
You know,
That's right.
You can snap out of it.
If
man.
I can snap out of it, anybody can snap out of it. Don't wait as long as I did.
Man.
Don't wait. And it'd be interesting to see. You know, I don't have a PhD, but it'd be interesting to see if forgiveness is one of the last things. You know, forgiving yourself is one of the last things that gets you out of.
You know, I would almost think, you know, because being a pastor and things and ministering to people and talking to people on a regular basis, I meet a whole lot of people that are so down on themselves that it's almost hard to dig them up out of the pit that they've dug themselves in. You know, especially women that have sold their bodies for drugs, women that have done so many things to themselves. It's usually harder for them, seems like, because it's like, look at what I've done.
Right.
You know,
King David did a few things.
Man, look, everybody in the Bible for the most part did a few things.
Right, right.
You know, and it wasn't the perfect people that God chose. He chose all the people that have done a few things.
Right.
You know, so we all qualify. You know, and the thing about it is some people have done some things that they are ashamed to talk about. But it's important sometimes for us to come up and bring our testimonies to the light, to let people know that there's hope. This is what we're living in, a day of hopelessness, man, where people just don't think that they can get past or beyond certain things. And when they get the feeling like that, then they go back to doing what they know.
Backsliding, poor choices, yeah.
Yeah, and to be able to say, hey, here's a guy here that's been drinking since he was 12 or 13 years old, that one day he snapped out of it and God entered his life and he's been totally transformed and now he's living life.
I tell my friends, if I knew I was going to live this long, I took better care of myself. You know, but,
I know, but we don't think.
Right.
You know?
My prayer is that you come to the Lord, and if, like I said, if I can do it, anybody can do it.
Man, and even now, you know, with the life that you're living, with what you're doing now. As a matter of fact, what is it that you do now? What is it that you do? I'm
an ops manager, operations manager at Lamar Advertising, and I'm on the fire department.
Wow.
And then my wife and I volunteer for Paducah Lifeline Ministries.
Wow. So you just giving back.
Right. Giving back. And it's fun. It is fun.
Great. And it's fun. And you don't have to be drunk or high to have fun.
Yeah. Right. Right. Because all the things I've done, there's nothing I can do. It's not what we do. It's what He's already done.
That's great.
You know.
That's great. That's great.
It's what He's already done.
And man, and all you basically want to do is maybe, I guess, just some kind of way give back to what has been given you, from what has been given you. And you've been given mercy. You've been given grace.
Abundantly.
Abundantly, both of us, man. So it's like what we do is it's a small portion of what has been done for us.
That's right.
And I feel like that if we can give one person a chance for hope, man, just a little ray of hope.
Just a little ray of hope.
Man, because sometimes that little ray of hope goes a long way. Right. Because the person that might be watching this might have a bottle in their hand, might have a pipe in their hand, might have papers in their hand where they got to surrender custody or whatever. But we can say, hey, you know, it's not the end of the world. You can get past this, because here are two guys here that's showing you we were there in the gutter. We've been in the ditch, but look at what God has done. Because if God if it can be done, which it can be, God can definitely do it.
Amen.
He can definitely do it. So your story, man, is powerful. And you said a lot of powerful things here. And I want people to really understand that from the age of 12 or 13 to up to 7 years ago,
That's correct.
you were in bondage to alcohol.
Alcohol, whiskey.
Man, and in and out of what?
Maintained a job.
Right.
Didn't feel like I had a problem, see.
See,
But I wasn't living the life that the Lord intended for me to live.
wow.
Almost lost my kids. No one wants to go through that.
Nobody.
Even
wants
if
to go.
someone's watching this and they've lost their kids, don't waller in it.
Right.
Holler in it and do something about it.
That's great.
And the kids will come back.
Wow.
They will come back.
Wow.
Actions speak louder than words, and they'll see.
Now, did you have to like apologize to them maybe for?
Especially my daughter, numerous times.
Oh yes, still about that every now and then.
But it's all good now.
Wow.
Thank God.
And you know, all of this is so powerful. We had about 2 minutes now. All of this is so powerful because you had to take responsibility for what you've done.
Correct.
You had to forgive yourself, and you had to apologize for the people that you've hurt.
I've done, yes.
Wow.
That's part of the AA program also. Also, if you take the Lord with the AA program, you can do it. You can do it.
You can do it because God really is the foundation of all of that. They have a lot of godly principles.
That's true.
You know, and God is the actual foundation of all of that. And man, and this is so powerful. And I know that people are going to be blessed by this. And I know that people are going to gain hope. Because I know a lot of hopeless people out there that are struggling with alcohol, that are struggling with it, and tired of spending one-nighters in jail, man, and paying all of that court fees and all this kind of stuff, wasting, throwing your money away. And here you are sitting here, and you are free.
I am free indeed.
Man, and
free indeed.
The Son
and if someone wants to get a hold of me, I will gladly talk to them.
Great. How can they do that?
They can call me either at Lamar Advertising or at 519-2878.
All right, man. Listen, God bless you, man.
God bless you.
Thank you so much for being here. And your testimony is a testimony of hope, and I know a lot of people are going to be blessed by it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching Life After Lockup. God bless you, and you have a marvelous day.